Hello everybody and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to the next episode of our Chronicles of Aeodrun campaign series thingamabob that we're doing here and we've done here for the past year and a bit. I don't know, it's been a while. Anyway, my name is Josh, I will be your game master for tonight, and as you can see I am joined by a very lovely person who is going to be playing a very lovely character, and I will get them to introduce themselves right now. Hello!
Hello, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns.
We won't introduce who you're playing just yet, because if anybody watched episode 40 of the Awakening campaign, Perry's gone on a little rest for a little while, so Evie's bringing in a brand new character, but we'll get into all of that in a little bit. Before we do, we have a couple of sponsors and supporters that we'd like to thank. We are proud to be sponsored by Phoenix Dice. You can go to phoenixdice.com to get yourself some clickety-clack Rathrocks, including some limited edition Roll Together dice, which I have right here. And if you use the code Roll Together, all caps, at checkout, you can get yourself 25% off of your purchase. We are also proud to be supported by Idol Champions of Forgotten Realms. If you type in !code into chat right now, you'll get yourself a code for a free Electrum chest, which you can use to get items to power up your heroes as you collect them and battle through waves of monsters for free on various different devices, including fridges and freezers and microwaves, if you have the smart kind. We are also proud to be supported by Homie and the Dude. They are a TTRPG group that make various different supplement books, not just for D&D, but for all kinds of different types of TTRPGs. They've got The Wandering Tavern and Scorched Basin, and if you want to check them out, you can follow the links in the chat or in the description below, and you can see if they have any other Kickstarters going on at this point. And if you're interested in buying any of their stuff, if you type in Roll Together, all caps at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase. Massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic, they are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Roll Together HQ because the kobolds need the goat, by following all of the links in chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel and commenting down below, because it helps the algorithm tell us what you like so we know what to make more of for you. Our story for this particular one-on-one takes place in a very weird spot. We come to the remains of the Wizard's Tower in Merkstead, the large temple mountain area has recently pulled out of the ground. It hasn't quite imploded on itself just yet, but people are beginning to evacuate the town as water is flooding in from an underground lake that has been revealed since the mountain has raised up. Isbeth, who is one of the surviving librarians who travelled to Merkstead, runs into the ruins of the Wizarding Tower and picks up a brownish black bag. I explained this before as sort of like Merlin's bag. She picks that up and she runs with other civilians and other members of the Sparrows as more soldiers begin to appear from the Imperium and they begin to take Merkstead. She boards one of the ships and begins sailing up towards Merkstead. That's not the important part. The camera sort of pans round while she's on the ship and it's travelling up. The camera pans round to the bag and we go into the bag and into a brilliantly rainbow-coloured space. Like the astral. Think of how the astral sea looks. That's where we are. It's like purples, yellows, greens, blues, just a cacophony of colours everywhere, and there are floating platforms that are moving around, sections of libraries, of research stations and everything just floating around everywhere, and there's just a figure darting between the different areas, and we can see, for those who have seen this character before, a youngish looking gentleman with sort of light brown hair, really palish skin, brilliant blue eyes, wearing a purplish robe. He's a wizard, as this is the wizard Joda, and he's frantically moving around. I really need to get out of here. It's good that I was able to save my life and not get destroyed, but I've somehow accidentally sealed myself in, and there's only one way I can get out. I need to find her. Where is she? Right. The library's over there. And he sort of jumps between different areas, and as he lands onto a platform, there's bookshelves everywhere, and it says history of dragonkin prophecies and the storms. And he's like, right, now where is she? And he moves in between the different books and pops his head around. There you are. And as he walks up, we see a statue of a figure. Evie, would you like to describe what your character looks like as a statue?
So this is Nim, or Nimbostratus, who some of you may recognise from Marley's Journey, Wreck, and other one that I don't remember the name of.
Yes, they'll pop up. I'll have the thumbnails pop
Rest and Journey. There we go.
There we go.
So I actually have a question for you, Josh, first, which is between becoming a statue and when we last saw Nim 50-odd years ago, how long passed?
55 years has passed. Since you've become a statue, sorry.
No, between we last saw her and then she's a statue.
Okay, so between where we are currently and when you last appeared is 55 years. In terms of when you became a statue to now, we're looking at about 25 years. 20 to 25 years.
Okay, so some time has passed.
Yes.
Nim is a dragonkin wyvern blood, of a kind of silvery white variety. Her skin, unlike some other dragonkins we have met, it doesn't just have scaly patches. It seems to just be a lot of white, very fine white interlocking scales, and it is done all over from forehead down to toes in intricate silver tattoos, kind of like Starry Night, kind of like a cloud map with some geometric shapes thrown in. She's about 6'4", with white horns that go all the way back that are kind of blue at the tip, with grey hair that kind of comes down kind of like to her mid-back now, with braids that have various bells and charms kind of popped in there, and is a little bit scantily clad for this campaign where everyone wears a lot of clothes all the time, but is just kind of bare shoulders so you can see the tattoos, barefooted, and with a lovely majestic tail as well.
Unfortunately, all the coloration that you described is not visible currently because you are stone. You're in sort of a slumped position as when you go into the slumber. It's not a case of you get petrified and just freeze. You do actually physically fall asleep. So you've got a couple of books that were at the time had probably sort of rested on you as you'd fallen asleep, but Joe just moved them and placed them next to you, so they're in a nice neat pile. Most of them are regarding prophecies and storms, and there's a couple on dragonkin history as well. He's like, Nim, I'm glad I found you. It's been a long time. I'm hoping you're going to wake up soon because I really, really need your help. And as he says that, the voice sort of travels into your ears and reverberates round, and we can hear I really need your help, 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 help. And as we go into Nim's mind, into darkness, it begins to almost like an explosion of colours and light begins to form a scene in front of us. Purple mountains with a city chained to the side of the mountains. This is the Sky City of Gale's Rest. This is Nim's home. We are actually in a new location, everybody, at home. Most of our campaign, or pretty much our entire campaign, has been set on the continent of Idorune. We are now being transported to the continent of Nahara, which is where Gale's Rest resided at this point in time. It will pop up. I'll do a little special pop-up thing here where you can see where it rested. It's not on the map currently like Gale's Rest isn't, because this is a up-to-date map. So Gale's Rest is actually floating around at the minute. But in this timeline, in the past, should I say, we come to the city itself, which is, as I said, resting on the mountains, and it's a big, bustling city. There are, lots of people live there. Lots of steps and things have been built up to connect it to the surface. So the town or the village of Southgrad, which is just underneath it, is a very popular travel destination for people in the city. We come to the Gale's Rest Palace, and there's no, considering the fact that it's a sky city, there's no safety railings anywhere. People can just fall off the edge if they wanted to, but in the palace, on one of the balconies, with their feet resting over the edge, with the wind blowing in their hair, we see Nim. You're there. You're a little bit younger. Probably, how old do you reckon you would be? Because you've told me how old Nim is in modern time, but how long ago do you reckon this was? I'm gonna let you decide that.
I mean, how formative do we want to go here?
Well, this is definitely before anything that happened in the Marley stuff, so it would make sense for it to match up with when you joined the crew, so maybe 60, 70 years ago, maybe?
Okay, so I'm around about, like 290 at this point, maybe?
Yeah.
A little bit more, because I was 300, I was 299 when I joined the Marley crew.
Okay, so it's around that sort of time then. As you're sat there just looking out at the wind as it's sort of blowing around, you hear noises behind you as vases are broken, and you can hear the clashing of swords and the laughter of two boisterous forms as they sort of dash past you, sort of behind you, not past you because that would mean they'd fall off the palace, but they are in the hallways and they are fighting, and you turn around and you can see Vital and Vigor, who are your brothers, and they are play fighting with well, they're not play fighting, but they're sparring with swords, metal swords at that, and they are having a laugh, joking around, and you can see following them are two female dragonkin. You might have to correct me on the name for one of these. I've got Pluvia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pluvia and Tony, or Tony True, who are following around with them, sort of watching what they're doing. They're also holding swords in their hand, and they're just looking at each other with a bemused look of, I don't really want to fight you, but I really want to hit one of them. And they're sort of clashing their blades and everything, and you just hear Pluvia shout over to you, Nim, do you want to come join us?
Oh, yeah. One moment, and I just kind of look out the window and I try and just listen for anything just for one moment longer, because I imagine I've been trying to glean something.
As you say that and you listen out, you hear the crackle of the thunder in the distance. There's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming. Y'all better get inside now. It's about to rain.
Okay, you're gonna come in. I really, really want to hit Vigor in the head with something. So you gonna come in and help?
Okay, fine. I'll come in and help just for the time being. Don't tell Papa. But I want to get it out there again when the storm comes. But okay, who's hitting who in the head? I want to see.
As you begin making your way into the palace from the outside, and your siblings are looking at you with big smiles on their faces, you can see that Pluvia actually does have an extra sword sheathed, which she begins to draw to hand to you. As she does, a guard steps in between you and them. Princess Nimbostratus, the king has requested your presence.
Bill, can it wait 5 minutes? I don't get to have any fun.
I'm afraid not. The king insists that you come to him now.
Very well. I send a message to the sibling that offered me a sword saying, I'll be there as soon as I can. Okay, Phil, lead the way. And how are you doing?
I am doing well, Princess. I am due to finish my shift soon, so I'm looking forward to going down into Southgrad to see my family. I thank you very much for asking, as always.
Wonderful. Let's see if we can get this out of the way as soon as possible. See if we can get off the clock a little bit sooner.
Thank you, Princess. That is very, very much appreciated. And as you walk away, you can hear your siblings. They're still playing, but you do hear them say, "Oh, we never get to play with Nim. She's always called away to do royal duties and all of that. I don't really get to spend time with her." And they get a bit bummed out by that for a moment until Vital sort of pokes Vigor with the sword, and they go, "Oi, you bugger!" and they start clashing each other again.
One day, you're going to have to teach me to use a sword. I have to spar with them sometime. It's part of family bonding.
I can
ignore the accent, viewers. I'm trying my best.
It's all good. I can definitely speak to the captain and see if there are any fencing lessons or sword mastery lessons or anything that we can get you on, if that is your wish, Princess.
Well, I don't actually want to learn. I prefer a book to a sword, to be honest. But they seem very keen on it. Surely there can't be anything wrong with just giving me a wooden one.
I don't see why not. I can definitely get you one from the barracks. That's the word I was looking for. I can get you one from the barracks that we use with the recruits.
You are a gem. Thank you so much.
No worries. I do have as you're walking, I do have a question for you, if you don't mind, of course.
Oh no, of course. Ask away. I'm an open book.
My father is beginning to get ready for the harvest, and he was wondering if you had any inclinations as to how the next season's weather was going to be.
Fine.
I will give you the option to roll either a nature or arcana check.
It would be Arcana. That's better for me. So that is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
24 is good. You stop and think. You don't stop, but you stop talking to him for a moment and think. And you are what's the word I'm looking for? You are a princess of prophecy. That's an awful lot of the culture around Gale's Rest, and this area of the world is prophecies and predicting the weather and all of that sort of stuff. So you would have consulted the charts and your atlases and things to predict how the weather scales and everything were going. The season looks like it is going to be wet, and there is going to be a lot of storms, so it's going to be a stormy season. But there is a patch of about maybe 4 to 8 weeks where harvesting will be possible.
Before I pass on that information, you know how it works for me. Information for information. What kind of squall am I walking into with Papa?
He is slightly concerned with your recent studies, so he has called in the local librarian from Southgrad to step in as your tutor. I believe you are familiar with them, Joda, somebody who you visit quite often when you travel down to the village.
Yes, I know Joda. Joda's a good friend, but I have no idea why he would be upset with my studies unless someone had been squealing on me.
I can assure you now, Princess, that I have not said anything about any of your studies or anything like that. You don't have to worry about that. You helped my family more times. You have helped my family more times than I can count. There is no way I would dare seek your ire.
Well, that's good to hear now. But yeah, stormy season, beautiful and blustery is coming up on us, but there is going to be a span of about 4 to 8 weeks when it's going to be nice and calm, great for planning.
Fantastic. The eye of the storm. Oh, brilliant. I will let Father know not to plant his crops just yet and to wait it out. Again,
that would be best.
Thank you. Thank you, Princess. And this palace is huge. You walk through various different corridors, through various different dining rooms and meeting rooms. You see other members of the royal family, not necessarily direct blood relatives of yours, but like cousins and second and third cousins and all that sort of stuff. Massive family. But you are eventually led to the what's it called? The ballroom. It's not a throne room, it's a ballroom. And as the guard lets you in, you can see that your father is sat at the head of a long table with loads of seats, like a dining room table, long dining room table with loads of seats that have been placed down. And you can see that he's talking to a few people who are handing him pieces of paper, and he's signing things, and he's looking at what looks to be floor plans, and he's like, yes, no, put that there and move that there. To give you a description of what he looks like, he is all of the male dragonkins that I've had in the campaign so far have been 6'5" and above. This gentleman, he is sitting more around the 5'5" mark. He's much older. You would estimate he's probably close to the maximum age that a dragonkin can get to, which is 1,000. So he's probably sitting around 700 to 800 years old. Wrinkled crow's feet on the side. His scaling is very similar to how yours is, but there's less of it, if that makes sense. He's got more white skin that comes through, sort of stone white skin that comes through. As he carries on looking over, you can see that one of his horns is cracked in one place, but it's been filled in with silver scaled jewelry. And he looks around and then looks towards you, seeing you come in, waves his hand so everybody leaves. They sort of nod and they begin going away. You would know at this point that a ball is being prepared for the citizens of the city and for those who live in Southgrad to happen in a few days' time. That's why this table's been set up, because it's going to be a big long feast to sort of usher in the harvest season that's coming up soon. And as you approach, the guard takes a couple of steps back, so he's not within earshot of the conversation that you're about to have. It's just you and your father there, and he looks towards you with a wary smile on his face. Nimbus Stratus, it is good to see you.
Papa, good to see you too. And you can call me Nim. We don't need to be so formal all the time.
I know, but it is the name that you were given at birth, so it is the name that I will call you as befits your station. As my name is Ciro Stratus. I know other people call me Ciro, but formal names is what is required in our positions.
Yes, Ciro Stratus.
He sort of nods to you with a respectable bow. Now, I have called you here because I am slightly concerned with reports that I have received into your studies.
Whatever about?
You are lacking in certain areas, mainly world culture. You're focusing a lot on our history and that of the storms, but not so much on world culture and other things that might help a ruler.
Yes, I was actually meaning to talk to you about that. I was thinking that maybe it would be better to get out of Gale's Rest and meet some of the actual people rather than just read about it. When we look at history, it's filtered through many different perspectives. And wouldn't it be better to get an actual account of what the people are going through at the moment?
You know the rules. You are lucky that I allow you to leave to go to Southgrad every now and then. It is not, as a future ruler of this great city, you must stay here and do your studies here. You must learn about the world from the books that are provided to you. Now, if you are lacking in those books, if our libraries do not provide what it is that you require to complete your studies, I have just employed a brand new librarian who has all of the world knowledge you could ever ask for.
No one person has all of the knowledge. That's why we have books.
Exactly. But this person has access to a plethora of knowledge. So I will call them in now, and he sort of waves his hand. And as he does, you watch as he basically casts Gust of Wind from his hand, and it travels along and hits a bell on the wall, and the bell chings. And one of the main doors to this room opens up, and you watch as a young gentleman walks in. Gave his description at the beginning of the episode, but Joda walks in, and he's got a big briefcase under one arm and another briefcase in another arm, like he's moving in. And he walks up and he sees you, and he goes to wave, looks towards the king, and is like, I best not let on that I know who this is, and carries on walking towards you. He puts his bags down and he bows, gives a deep bow to the king. My king, Storm Princess, it is good to see Storm King and Storm Princess. It is good to see both of you. I am very happy to take on my position as tutor of the princess here.
I will give a very formal, like little nod of the head, subtle spell message, and just good to see you again, Sugar.
And he speaks back to you, and he's like, likewise, I'm looking forward to this.
Why did you speak out loud? I meant that to be subtle. I thought we were keeping up appearances here.
Oh, sorry, I thought he could do that in his mind back to you. Ignore that, he doesn't do that.
Wait, maybe I misunderstand. Yes, they can reply in a whisper.
He won't say anything then because the king might hear. And
good to meet you. You are a learned librarian with apparently all of the knowledge 1,000 people could ever hope to have.
I have a variety of different areas of knowledge, Princess. I hope to share my experiences and what I have learned of the world with you. I believe that I won't be the only tutor that you will receive during your training to take over rulership, but I hope to serve you for as long as I can.
Sure you will. One quick question. Just proving a point here. But you say you will teach me from your experiences. So tell me, how did you come about these experiences? I look at my father.
Your father looks back to you with a, I know what you're doing look, and then looks back towards Joda, who completely oblivious to the look that the king's given him at the moment. I have travelled around the world, and I have spoken to many different cultures and many different kings, queens, emperors, empresses, all of the likes. I have trained under various different mentors and mentee, and I have mentored people as well. I have been everywhere as far as I'm aware, unless there's places that haven't been discovered.
I dare say that you have had more conversations than there are stars in the sky. And wouldn't that be an enriching experience?
He begins to catch on to what's happening now, and he looks towards the king, who his brow begins to furrow a little bit. And he just nods towards you and doesn't say anything.
Okay, I tried.
Nimbostratus, I believe it would be polite for you to escort Joda here, Sir Joda here, to his new living quarters. I have other plans to make for the ball, so I shall take my leave of both of you now. Nimbostratus, I look forward to seeing you for dinner later.
Stratus, I'll see you then.
He nods towards you and he gets up off of his chair and he walks out of the room. One of the guards, the guard that was with you, no longer follows you but follows the king out of the room. And you are left. You're left in there with Joda.
That man can be infuriating, but Joda, it's so good to see you again, my friend. And again, ignore the accent, please. I take his hand in mine and just kind of give him like a friendly clasp.
He takes your hand back and he smiles. I'm sorry for being so formal with you there. When the king's men approached me for taking up this position, I jumped at the chance of the opportunity to get to learn more from yourself, as well as getting you to getting to teach you some of what I know. I know we would have meetups when you came to Southgrad, but that's so few and far between now. We get to share our knowledge every day.
I know. I'm so sorry that I had to duck out of the book club. I just couldn't get away with the frequency anymore. But so that's why it's so good to see you here.
It's good to see you as well. I have some very important and very exciting information for you from Southgrad, if you're amenable to it.
Oh, do tell. And I take his arm and I begin leading him to his room.
Yeah, picks his bags up, and you can see one of the bags is a oddly looking brown and black sort of bag that he carries with him. To be fair, all of the bags that he has, he could have just chucked into that, but he's carrying it for some reason. Anyway, you both walk, and we've just had a ship arrive at the docks of Southgrad. It's a ship that's never been here before. It's nearly called it a different ship then. There's another ship that we have in the main campaign. It's not that one, it's this one. It's called the Marley. It's a relatively small ship, but a relatively small crew, but they are learned people. They not learned, they are experienced people. They've been around. They have just travelled here from the small continent of Talu, and they're staying in town in this village for a few days because of the storm that's coming. Don't want to risk trying to sail around in the storm, as you would know. And he sort of gives a nervous giggle to that. But I would be, if you're able to, I would be incredibly excited to introduce you to them.
Well, that sounds most auspicious, to arrive on the brink of a storm, at the brink of the ball. That sounds like it would be a wonderful idea, and some of that experience I was talking about. But I hope I can get away enough. I'm not. Josh?
Yes.
Would there be any duties I would need to see to ahead of the ball?
As princess and heir to the throne, most of the duties leading up to it would be handled by other people. You can be as involved with it as you would like to be, but your main thing would be when the ball actually happens, you would need to basically be there to be the face, to greet people and to see people in, and you know a lot of people by first name, like we've experienced with the guard. This is a very tight, don't know where I got toast from, very tight-knit community and between the city and Southgrad, so you are very well respected and in some cases feared by a lot of people. You particularly, not the king, you, but you know why that is.
I know why that is, I think to myself.
Yeah. I mean, there's no... I mean, from what I've been told, the ball's not for a few more days. The storm is due to last 2 or 3 days anyway. The ball is... I believe the king has shifted the ball, so it will finish when the storm... It will start when the storm finishes, so it'll be like a celebration of the storm ending. So... we've got plenty of time. I know you like to go out in the storm, so I would be very honoured if you would accompany me to the village tonight, if that's okay.
I think that should be feasible. I might need to arrange to be sequestered in my quarters officially, studying, catching up on the books, mayhaps. But so these new sailors,
yeah,
are they merchants? Are they buccaneers?
They are presenting themselves as merchants. However, there is a hint of buccaneering to them that I am very intrigued by, and it's something that I would like for you to see as well. It's one of the areas that I am lacking in experience. Most of my travels across the oceans have been on transport ships rather than merchant ships or pirate ships, he whispers to you, or winks. So
that's thrilling.
So it would be good to get some stories from them, I think.
You don't think they're dangerous, do you?
I don't think so. The captain of the ship seemed quite nice. Looks like he could handle himself in a fight if needed. He has a very peculiar companion, a penguin of sorts. So, but you know, I thought they were only in the north, but you know, in the colder continents. But yeah, there is a strange one with them. One who is, and this might interest you actually, one who is a genius when it comes to technology. She or they have made some upgrades to the ship, and as soon as they landed on port, they were talking about the different types of things they could do with the keys there and all of that. It's sent the quartermaster down there into a bit of a tizzy, to be honest, but yes, it'd be fantastic if you got to meet them. They're the only people there, though, at the moment. There's no other crew members. Very small ship.
I must admit, I'm a bit disappointed because no crew or pirates or the like can be that fearsome if they have a penguin on board. But I'm willing to take the gander, take the leap of faith.
You walk for a little while, and then you come into what is considered the workers' quarters. So there's no family members live here or anything like that. It's not in any way sort of different in appearance. It's still very grand, and everywhere is still very highly kept and everything. It's just the family sleep separate to those who work for them. And you lead Joda to a empty room that is literally just empty. There's just a bed in there. And he steps into the room and has a look around. This is bigger than my entire office. This is fantastic.
It's a little bit sparse. I do apologize for that. We will, of course, furnish it as soon as we know what your taste is.
I have something that I have always wanted to show you, but have always never had the space to do it in my little shop down in Southgrad. Would you like to see a magic trick?
Oh, I do. Oh, I would.
I give you permission to. You're still stood at the door at this point. Would you like to come in? Or is that
Go
too
in,
forward of me to
I use
ask?
just to close the door.
Yeah, the door's shut behind you. So, right, watch this. And he puts his other bags down, and he moves over towards the bed, and he places this sort of briefcase down on the bed. And you watch as he moves his hands around, and you watch as this shimmer goes over the bag, and then it opens. Watch this. And he takes a step back, and he pulls out a wand, and he begins waving it. And he dips the wand into the bag and then pulls it out. And as he does, he watches this tiny little cushion comes out of the bag. And he spins his wrist round, and the cushion expands in size to that of a head cushion, and it lands on the bed. I've got so many things inside of my bag. Get ready. And then we do the whole sword in the stone moment where the music starts playing and all of these different things begin popping out of the bag. They start off really small and then they begin growing in size. There's a chest of drawers, a dresser, there's a coffee table, there's bookcases upon bookcases upon bookcases, and then books begin flying out and begin loading up each of them. And he looks around and he's like, By the time everything's finished, you've been to his old place down in Southgrad. It looks exactly like that, but slightly bigger.
When it's done, I just sit down. I applaud politely. Well, that was amazing. But Joda, sweetheart,
yeah,
if you can fit all that in there, why did you not put your other bags in this bag?
He looks to the bags. Looks to you, face palms. Oh yeah, I could have done that, couldn't I?
You are living proof, my love, that even the smartest people can be so dumb at times.
I get so carried away with myself. I was so excited to come up here. That's a shame. I mean, I have plenty more in the bag as well, but I just again, just running out of space. Even here.
You brought me any charts?
Oh yes,
and
actually,
maps?
Yes, I have some. In fact, I got some from the crew of the Marley, and he walks over to one of the bookshelves, and you watch as he pulls a couple of books off, and he walks over to a scroll rack, and he pulls some scrolls off as well. And one of the things that came out was this big table, which is sort of in the center of the room, and he places them down and spreads the scrolls out and puts the books into a pile, and there are atlases, there are books on charts and all of this sort of stuff. You've got maps of the world where it shows like how the currents flow around at times. There's wind patterns, and there's even one that it looks just completely blank. It's just a completely blank map until Joda pulls out another map of. It's more of a blank piece of paper, but it's got holes in it, and he places that over the top, and it acts like a. He puts the map down flat on the table, puts a light apparatus above it with a light stone in the center, then puts this other sheet of paper above it, and it shines lights through, and it's like a star chart, so it shows you where the stars are. And as he twists the stone, it moves the stars around the map, so it shows you different times where the stars sort of appear on the world and stuff.
Well, isn't that marvel? Thank you, Joda. This is beautiful. Is it new? How old is it?
I purchased this on my last trip to Abercathis.
Oh, it's been to the library there.
The Grand Library there is... The Queen has got it's a very, very impressive collection of information. If I know your father is very much on the not one person can have all of the knowledge, which is why you've been through so many tutors, but the Queen of Abercathis has everything.
Imagine what my education would be like if I was allowed to visit there. I know there's this prophecy and everything about it. Sorrowful rain, endless and bleak and oppressive, but if I was to visit there, equip myself with the knowledge that was available in that location, think of how I could maybe get ahead on anything that could be happening.
Let me get my feet under the table, and then maybe I could suggest to your father about maybe a trip to Abercathis. I know, even though I'm not originally from this place, I am foreign, as it were. I find it strange that the culture of this place is so welcoming and so inclusive of everybody, but yet you are treated so differently.
It's only that, isn't it? They mean well. They're just
Yes.
they can't quite see. Like, I've tried to explain a self-fulfilling prophecy to them before, but I don't know. They're being cautious, I guess.
Understandable. Well, I'm going to finish unpacking some more things. If you'd like to take any books that I have here back to your room to read, please feel free to. I have plenty there for if there's anything in particular that you'd like. Please feel free to. I can collect them off of you once you've done reading them. I'm going to get myself freshened up and everything, and then I can meet you before heading down towards Southgrad. Do you need to ask permission first?
I'd rather ask forgiveness than permission in this instance.
That is fair. And as you both say, as you say that, and as you say that's fair, you hear the crack of thunder above the palace as the storms begin to come across and settle in.
I have something to do before we depart, so I'll see you out front, okay?
I'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Please feel free. And he gestures towards the books as he moves towards where the bathroom area is and goes in.
Grab a bunch, run to my rooms, dump them down, and run to the roof.
So the beautiful thing with the Palace of Gale's Rest, and with the fact that your entire family are basically stormkin, you are attuned to the storms. There is like a large, not skylight, but a large like balcony area in the center of the palace at the highest point where you can go out and you just get, there's no windbreakers or anything, you just get the full storms when they hit you, like the full winds, the full rain, everything. And as you go out there, the rain has started and it is pelting down hard. Lightning crackles off in the distance out to sea. You've got This is probably the most beautiful place in the entire castle and even in the entire city, because you can see, not only can you see the Amethyst Vale, which is the mountain range that Gale's Rest rests upon, you can see down to Southgrad below, and even further off into the continent of Nahara. A lot of the other settlements and things sort of blend into the distance, but storms are overhead at the moment. Lightning is crackling down as the rain is hitting, and you are there on your own with it all just on you.
Kind of throw my arms wide and just get swept up in it. Just close my eyes and just experience it.
Close your eyes and you let the wind batter you around, and it's almost like a dance. You are being pushed around almost like what's the dance I'm thinking of? Not the tango, because that's very sort of bendy and thing. What's the other one I'm thinking of?
There are many dances, Josh.
There are many dances, but there's one where it's like this. It's called in this world. It's called the Storms Dance, or the Dance of Storms, and you just let the wind take you, and it blows you around, and your eyes are shut, and as it does, you hit something.
I crack an eye.
You crack an
I feel
eye.
up. I feel it first.
You feel up, and the first thing that you feel is skin, and then your hand slips under what seems like a vest, and you begin going up, and then you feel what feels like pectorals, and you keep going up, higher, taller than what you are, and then you feel a face, and it's a sort of a chin that you've... This has happened to you before.
If it's happened to me before, I get to pectorals and I'm like, no, not doing that. And I just kind of open my eyes. Hello.
Looking down towards you is a large, grey-haired figure stood there, 6 wings sticking out of his back, long staff in his hand with a book in the other. Big smile on his face, wearing almost like a sleeveless vest top with lots of robes flowing down from underneath, letting the wind hit him in the hair, is the Guardian Atheon as he smiles towards you. Nim?
Nice day for it, Atheon. Sorry for copping a feel. I didn't know it was you.
You are more than okay. I apologise for not announcing my arrival. You were so taken up in the effects of the storm, and normally when where you are as high up as you are, trying to talk here is almost impossible. You're almost like shouting at each other, but when Atheon's here, there's like almost like a bubble that sort of forms around you, and you can talk normally. The rain's still hitting down on you and stuff, but the wind isn't getting through. How have you been, Nim? It's been a long time since I've been able to come and see you.
It has been too long. Where have you been?
I have been travelling around the world. I have had other things that I have needed to address.
Things that have been more enjoyable than a conversation with your favorite princess?
I was about to make the God's favourite princess joke.
I'm this God's favorite princess.
Yeah. I have missed having conversations with you. I have missed sharing my experiences of the world and talking about your future ruling.
Yes. We'll get to that in a second. Take out a fan and I bop him on the head.
Ow.
You should visit me more often. You know how lonely it is here. I just gone to a different realm of America. Bear with me, viewers. I will find the rhythm.
That's all right. That's fine. Your accents change like the winds.
Yeah, they do.
That suits him. He looks towards you. So I apologise. I came in on this storm. I have something that I wish to discuss with you, but I need to speak to your father first.
Oh. Right, so there's nothing you can say to me.
I need to speak with him first before I can speak to you about it, unfortunately, otherwise I would share it with you. However, that can wait. I hear on the winds that you are planning escapade down to this village below. Is that correct?
I would have gone with Sir John, but yes, I've heard there are some pirates that have come into port.
Interesting. Would you allow an old guardian to come with you?
I doubt I could stop you if I was so inclined, but I'm not anyway.
I mean, all you've got to do is say no, and I won't.
Now you can come with me. I'm sure you would love to meet them as well. Say, do you know anything about them? They came in on the storm.
Unfortunately, I do not. That is part of what intrigues me. I'd like to see them firsthand and get a sense of who they are.
A weather eye on the situation.
Exactly, yes. I hear one of them has a strong connection with one of my siblings, so I'd like to speak with them, if possible.
That is most auspicious. Well, I'm heading down and say, how long have I been out here?
I've been stood here for at least 15 minutes before you walked into me.
I've been here a while.
Yes.
I should get going, I suppose. I'll see you there.
Yes.
Well, a librarian will be with me. Try not to spook him.
He nods towards you. And as you turn to and begin sort of making your way out, as you get to the door that leads back in, you feel a weight on your shoulder. And you look and there's an owl sitting on your shoulder.
Do I recognize this owl?
You turn around, Athion's not there. The owl looks towards you with like a 180-degree look and then gives you a gentle peck on the nose. Athion is transformed into an owl so that he can come with you.
Right, come on. If anyone asks any questions, you are from the message. You're a message owl. Do they exist? I don't know.
Yeah,
how do we send our messages?
I mean, it's really slow sending it by owl, but it's guaranteed.
Slow.
It's guaranteed to get there.
Yeah. Someone sends messages by owl. It's just the one you see going around. It's fine. I can excuse it.
There's a universe that sends messages by owls that we don't really talk about that often, and it's really strange why they do it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, you head down back into the palace area, and dinner is being prepared. Athion will fly off of your shoulder when you get into the main sort of foyer area and flies towards where the king's palace, the king's room is, and leaves you to go to your own room if you'd like to.
Yeah, I just kind of change. I throw on something a little bit shiny. I put my hair into into a headscarf. I should say that my hair is different in this timeline. It's kind of like in a 50s coif at the moment, and I'm dressed much more modestly with like princess sleeves and like fake trousers. Yeah, so I change a little bit, put my hair up. My horns still poke out. There's not much you can do about that. And just kind of tidy the books, make it look like they've been moved around, open one. So if someone comes in, it can look like just nipped out for a minute.
Yeah, you do all of that, and you can begin making your way down towards the dining room area for dinner. As you enter into the ballroom area, you can see your entire family has been gathered for the meal tonight. I mean, we're not going to put a number on it, but there are a lot of extended family here that live in the palace. Your brothers and sisters sit towards the head of the table along with yourself, and the king's sort of throne is empty at the moment. The king hasn't arrived, but you can join your brothers and sisters, and as you get up to the table, they look at you and like, "Oh, Nim, it's good. It's a shame that you didn't get to play with us earlier. I hope everything's okay."
Oh, yeah, everything is fine. I've gotten you tutor, never-ending tutors. This one's nice, though. I like this one. But Paul has said that I can have a practice sword.
That means you can join us.
That means I can hit you on the head.
Fantastic. I would like to point out for everybody, I know Evie's apologised for the accent quite a lot. I would like to say that all of the NPCs that have spoken to Evie, that have spoken to Nim so far, except for Joda and Athion, have spoken with the same accent, but I cannot do it. So just Imagination. Anyway, yeah, they look towards you and they smile, they laugh, they giggle. You watch as one of your brothers picks up some peas that have been put on the table and flicks one at the other brother, who looks at him and sort of goes to poke him with a fork. And they're younger, they sort of bat away everything. And
I do kind of bop him with a fan, like, mind your manners, you're at table.
Sorry. They sort of sit there and sort of snickering at each other, but now that you're there, they're being respectful. As the doors,
I give them a message and say, "Get underneath where no one can see."
They look towards you with a sort of cheeky smile, and then you hear one of them go, "Oh, why did you kick me for? You're supposed to kick him." Sorry.
Be quiet about it.
Food is brought out to you. Again, the king hasn't come out yet, but there are various meats and vegetarian options and all of the likes brought out for everybody, for anybody to eat. Family begins tucking in to the food. After about 10-15 minutes, the door to the king's quarters opens and your father comes in with a face of thunder as he storms up to the table. And as he does, everybody stops eating, looks towards him. As he clearly has a aura around him, everybody stops and stands up as he approaches.
This is what Aetheon was talking to him about. It's gonna be it, isn't it? I'm never leaving this castle, I say to myself.
Yeah. As he sits down, everybody else sits down and slowly begin eating again. As he sits there just sort of brooding at himself, looking down at the table at everyone. Every now and then you can see just a crackle of lightning. It escapes out of his eyes or out of his fingertips. You can get a sense that he is enraged at the moment. There's that sort of intense aura coming from him.
Question, what kind of foods do we eat here?
It's a combination. There's lots of farm food. So there's, like peas, carrots, onions. I'm trying to think. Parsnips is a big thing around here. Parsnips grow quite well in this type of weather. At least in this world they do. There's lots of different types of meats as well, and fish. Fish is a big thing here as well because of South Grad. It's a prominent fishing area. So lots and lots of fish. Lots and lots of meat.
We're on a low-carb diet.
Yeah. Yeah, not much bread, oddly enough. Not much bread. That's normally something that's traded in. There's not many bread mills or anything around.
Okay. I kind of quietly just go, I'm guessing there's wine here, because that's like regal.
Yeah.
Do you want some wine, Papa? It's Stratus.
He looks towards you, gives you a forced smile, and then nods as he gestures sort of pushes the cup towards you.
I give the most genuine smile I can back as I very graciously pour him some wine and gently pass it back over.
He takes it and takes a sip of it and then places it down with a slightly harder thud than you might expect from him, as he then begins tucking into food and begins eating. And conversation is happening down the table about the ball that's happening in a few days' time. People are also talking about the upcoming harvest and what's going to happen there. They're talking about lots of different things that are happening in the area. Your brothers and sisters have also stopped talking, and they are very much eating while giving a side eye to your father while everything's going on. The rest of the family kind of haven't picked up on the fact that they probably shouldn't be talking at this point, but your father sits there and doesn't say anything. And then eventually everybody begins to move away from the table and go back to their quarters after dinner and after dessert is had. Your father doesn't touch much of his dinner and doesn't really touch much of his dessert, but eventually after, say, about an hour, you are left with it just being yourself, your father, and your siblings. Your father looks down at the table at the five of you. Vital, Vigor, Pluvia, Tony, can you all please leave the table, go to your rooms, and prepare yourselves for bed? I wish to have a conversation with Nimbostratus. They're like, I was waiting for you to answer them for some reason. Like, yes, Father, yes. We will see you all See you in the morning. Good night sleeps. Good night sleeps. May the storms be kind to you. And they begin filtering out.
May the storms be kind and bring you sweet dreams.
Each of them, before they just run off, each of them walks around to you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. And then they walk over to your father and they give him a kiss on the cheek. And then before they leave. Once they've left, the doors, just before the doors shut, your father gestures for any remaining guards in here to get out, basically. And as they leave, he shuts his hand and the doors all shut behind. And you just feel this electricity begin to come off of him as he leans forward and just looks towards you. Atheon has returned to the palace. Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
Only that he said he could not tell me what he was going to tell you, so I'm in the dark at the moment.
Atheon has requested that I allow you to leave the city. He has a mission and a job, a purpose for you that he deems is beyond you ruling this place.
Well, it was time that I was tested, is it not? I mean, you know that I am honored by the opportunity that Atheon is presenting to me, and I think it will be excellent for my growth. Of course, I will be so sad to leave you and Gale's Rest for a time, but I will come back, and I will be wiser for it, and I will have served the Guardians. Why are you so angry, Papa? Cirrostratus, I'm sorry, I should be used to that. I'm not a child, I can do this.
He slams his fist into the table and you just hear a roar of no. And it's almost draconic in nature as the table itself buckles under the weight and electricity shoots everything off of the table, going all the way down it like a thunder wave, just scatters everything onto the floor. You are to be the future ruler of this city. If you go off on escapades and adventures for guardians or scholars or whatever, and something were to happen to you, what would become of this place? You have a duty to this kingdom.
You know, I will fulfill it. I am dedicated to Gale's Rest. I've been here without leaving for nearly 300 years, Papa. You know I'm true, and you know I'm going to do this, and I know the prophecy. I know it scares you.
I would have you here for another 300 years if I could. You know, those who have been chosen to rule are those who have been... Hang on, sorry. Words in my head. Those who have been prophesied to take over the leadership of this city have always remained in the city. Whenever Atheon decides on acquiring a new champion, he always chooses one from the bloodline, but never the one who is destined to rule. I do not understand why he wishes for it to be you when you have a duty to rule.
Papa, find the calm. Find the eye of the storm within you.
Takes a few breaths and breathes in, and he growls. And during that entire sort of conversation, his size had doubled, and he'd begun taking on a more scaly, draconic look. You would know that your father is a elder dragon, so he has the ability to transform into a dragon, which is very rare amongst dragonkin. Only the oldest and most trained and royal-blooded of your kind are able to do it, and he is one.
Scary guy. I'm not intimidated. He's thrown temper tantrums before.
Yeah, he is.
I'm a little intimidated, but...
Yeah. He is very prone to throwing temper tantrums, but I cannot allow you to leave this place. You have a duty to rule, and it may come sooner than you may think.
Are you feeling okay?
I feel fine. However, the prophecies, as you know, are always to be heeded, and your leadership, your tenure as leader is fast approaching. Your prophesied leadership was always due to be before my death. I am to step down and allow you to rule. That time is coming quickly. You cannot be off adventuring around the world when that time comes.
Of course, but did he say what the mission was? Maybe it's not too far afield.
There are higher things happening within the world, things that require the champions of the Guardians to come together to help stop some evil or something. It's something that is far beyond our capabilities. We have to look towards our people and keeping our people safe. We cannot be weighed down by the issues of the rest of the world.
Forgive me, Papa, but isn't Gale's Rest part of the world?
It is a part of the world, yes, as is every other place, but we have a duty to the people that live here.
Yes, and what will become of them if I don't help with this? And then the world gets thrown into jeopardy because you were too scared to let me go for a month or so.
I am not scared to let you go.
I misspoke. Reticent was the word I was reaching for.
Thank you for correcting yourself. As harsh as it sounds, but whatever happens to the rest of the world, we can keep our people protected.
Does not that sound like arrogance?
No. It may sound like it. I can understand your feelings and can understand that it could come across as arrogance, but I know for a certainty that we can keep our people safe. We have the capabilities to evacuate Southgrad if needed. We have the capabilities to close off access to Gale's Rest to anyone else, so people cannot take it. We can protect our people.
Tell me, Papa, you're so certain. What have the storms been whispering to you lately?
The storms have been whispering that darkness is coming. I do not know when. It could be in a year. It could be in 100 years. I do not know when exactly it is, when something is going to happen, but I know it is coming. And as much as I have tried denying it, you are in the center of it. You are in the center of that storm. If I let you leave, your death is certain, and I cannot have that.
You know as well as I do that when we speak of prophecies and when we listen to what the clouds and what the squalls tell us, certainty does not play into it. We still don't know what my birth prophecy really means. You have to be confident. You're a ruler. You taught me that.
I am confident. Except when it comes to you. I am worried both for you and of you.
I have done everything you have asked me to.
And I need you to do more. I need you to not go off on some escapade around the world. I need you to be here to rule our people.
I've been trying to prove you wrong for 300 years. Not prove you wrong. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I've been trying to prove that I'm not the gathering darkness. I've been trying to prove that maybe the Nimbo Stratus prophecy doesn't mean what you think it means. Or maybe we can change it.
There have been very rare occurrences where the prophecies have been changed.
They have happened.
I have spoken. You will not, and I have spoken to Atheon. I have banished him. He is not to return here. I am putting my foot down, not only as your father, but as the king of this land. We are a people who are just, and we share with our community. We are a community, we are a group, but at the end of the day, I am still king, which means my word is final, and my final word is that you remain within this palace, and you will not leave until you take rulership. What you decide to do with that after then is up to you. I have no say in what you decide to do. But until then, you are grounded.
Takes a moment. It's about to shout something, calms very quickly, and just starts thinking, we've been having the same conversation for so long. And he's grounding me, and I'm 300 years old. And it's just like, okay, Papa, you've asked me to do everything and more. I think I've got some studying to do. So, if y'all excuse me for the night.
Good night, Nimbostratus.
Good night, Sarah Stratus. Stiff bow. And I walk out, holding as much calm as I can within me.
Yeah, that's
and then the moment the door closes, I run for it.
Where are you running to is the question.
I do believe I'm going to meet a librarian to meet some pirates.
You begin running down the hallways, down the corridors. You don't see any of your brothers or sisters. They've gone to bed for the night. You run past a few guards who give you a quizzical look, and as you get towards where the main doors are, you can see, no longer in his uniform, the guard, Paul, I think we called him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a bag over his back, and he's looking out the door that leads outside. Stood next to him is Joda, who's also sort of looking up as the rain is pelting down as you run towards them.
Okay, go, go, go. If anyone asks, I'm studying. You didn't see me, but let's go, okay, right now.
Right, okay, yes. Yes, Princess, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything is just fine. Wait for me one more moment, and I'm going to run up to my room, and I'm going to pack a bag with all of the charts and the books and the bits of clothes, like less clothes, mainly the charts and the books that I really love, into a bag, sling it over my back, and then pull it back down. I just had to get a midnight snack. Excuse the luggage. Let's go.
Okay, and you can walk down into the village of Southgrad. The guards don't stop you. It seems the news of the king's final ruling has not reached everybody just yet. But as you begin making your way down to Southgrad, it is a long, steep stairway that sort of descends down the mountains. There are railings attached to this, oddly enough. But you need to travel down, mainly because the people that live in Southgrad are not used to being so high up, so they are prone to falling. But yeah,
children.
And children, yeah. You travel down, and as you begin to see the village itself, it's brightly lit. Storms are blowing overhead. You can see a small but still impressive ship in the dock. The Marley is resting there, and that, I think we might be on time or a little bit early, but we're going to take a quick break there, quick short rest before we come back into finding out more about Nim's history. Thank you very much, everybody. We shall see you all in a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. We have taken our short rest and we are going to dive straight back into the action. In the first half, we met Nim, or we were reintroduced to Nim, or we've met Nim for the first time, depending on if you've seen the other content that Nim is in or not. Nim is a princess of the city of Gale's Rest, which is on the continent of Nahara, or was on the continent of Nahara when Nim was younger. Nim is the heir to the throne. Full name is Nimbostratus, due to a prophecy that was perceived when Nim was born. Nim has had quite a sheltered upbringing, not really being allowed to sort of leave the palace, although that hasn't stopped her from doing it. Has been through a number of different tutors, has been scolded by her father on many occasions. And we saw in the first half, as Nim was introduced to her new tutor, who is a friend of hers, Joda, who she would see in the village of Southgrad whenever she was able to get down there. Atheon, the guardian of the skies, also presented himself to Nim and said that he had a special mission that he needed her for, but needed to speak to Nim's father first. Nim's father, the king, was not happy about this because Nim is supposed to rule, so Nim is not allowed to leave. He got very angry and put his foot down, and Nim ran. Rightfully so, because, yeah. Anyway, we ended that session with Nim beginning to travel down towards Southgrad to meet the crew of the Marley. However, that is the point where we are going to take a small time jump, where we are currently in a dream state within Nim's mind while Nim slumbers. So it makes sense that you sort of flick between different events within your life, within your dreams sort of thing. I say small time jump. It's about 30 years that we're about to jump in time. So at the moment, I'm going to have some thumbnails pop up on the screen, either next to me or in between me and Evie or something, depending on how the overlay is. These are the 3 shows that were done, that we did on Patreon, that are also available on YouTube. They are, I think, I can't remember what the first one was called. What was the first one called?
Marley Wreck.
Marley's Wreck. There we go. The first one was called Marley's Wreck. Then we've got Marley's Rest, and then finally Marley's Journey. And that details the crew of the or that chronicles the crew of the Marley as they go on various adventures. And Nim was one of those. So the events of those 3 one-shots take place in this 30-year gap that we are about to skip over. As I said, it's been 30 years since you fled the city of Gale's Rest. For those who haven't watched those shows, I'll give a quick brief recap of what happened in them. During that time, you have joined the crew of the Marley. You have sailed around pretty much the entire world with the crew on various adventures, whether it be ferrying goods between Port Town and Port City and all of this sort of stuff. And you came to the town of Merkstead, where it's somewhere that you frequented quite a lot. And something was happening on the continent of Idorune called the Vermin Wars, which is where these mutated rattling figures started swarming over the entire continent. You managed to help a bunch of orphans get away from the town, and you sailed up to the ship was damaged, and you managed to get to a small island where the ship wrecked on the side. When you were there, you helped the people that lived there, sort of got the children situated and dealt with some drowner threats that were down below, and found a very old ship called Lottie, which was a semi-sentient ship and had the figurehead of the Sea Maiden on the front. After the events of that, your entire group was approached by Atheon, who said that he needed your help with something was going on with Renvia in the seas and needed help. In our third one shot, you all travelled along the seas to go and save Renvia. You found out about the Titans and that they existed. You also saw the seas begin to turn purple as the primordial of the sea awoke and was infecting the waters around. You managed to sail back to Idorune in time for a barrier to go up around the entire continent, shielding it from the rest of the world and from a possible attack from this purple substance. In that time, you also learned that your home, Gale's Rest, had been destroyed, and although some civilians had managed to get into the shallows around Idorune before the barrier went up. So that's where those one-shots ended.
I'm going to say here that it is a silly, goofy, fun time and
Yes.
worth catching up on. They are very fun.
Very fun episodes, very fun to record. I have had people poking at me asking me to do more, but just haven't come up with the story for it yet. So maybe in the future. I don't know. Anyway, after that time, one thing that was said during the one-shots was that you wanted to go, Nim specifically wanted to go around and try and find as many people from your home as possible and try and help them. The crew agreed, and that was what was done. You travelled around for a good 5 to 10 years, picking up refugees where you could and making sure that they got to where they were heading to. Some of them were already there. As I said before, you knew pretty much all of them by name. So one of them was Paul, the guard from the palace. He had lost his job not long after you left because a lot of people got fired because you were believed to have been kidnapped.
Sylvie?
Yeah, but he made a life for himself as a farmer until the incident happened and him and his family needed to flee. He is now situated in the frosty village, of, I believe it's called Wolfkirk in Idorune. Is it called Wolfkirk? No, Wolfmoor, sorry. Wolfmoor in Idorune, which is just sort of south, just trying to do my compasses, southwest of where Grimport is in the northern regions of Idorune. You managed to get him there, and you helped other people as well before settling back on Marley's Rest. Marie, who was the host to Renvia, was not doing so well, so needed to rest for a little while. So you all decided to park Lottie back in the place where you found her. You had put up a special barrier around the waterfall, so nothing could enter or leave, so Lottie couldn't get stolen. And you all spent some time on Marley's Rest. I'm not going to roleplay as any of the characters, so we're sort of going to skip over this bit and jump straight into the adventure. Marie eventually passed away, and Izzy, wanting to be with their wife, the sea, was the first person to actually leave Marley's Rest. Marley disappeared one night. Nobody knows where he went. He left the tent area or the sort of little building that you slept in, and was seen. The last place he was seen was at the top of the cliffs of Marley's Rest, and then was not seen again. So nobody knows where. People believe that he fell off the edge. Nobody knows where he went. Which just left yourself and Hogarth there, and Valak, who is a teenager at this point. You got word that there was somebody else from the kingdom, from your homeland, that was, or at least who had been there, that was residing in a tower near Grimport. And that is where we're going to pick up as you leave Marley's Rest. You say goodbye to Hera, to Hogarth, to Valak, who gives you a big hug before you leave, and all the other orphan children who have grown up quite a bit at this point.
They all have little penguin tattoos, by the way, as yes. I have also added a penguin tattoo to my tapestry of tattoos.
Yes, you have a penguin tattoo, as does Valak, who also has one. I think you all got penguin tattoos in the end. I think even Hogarth, Marley and Izzy also had them as well. And I think even the penguin had it. I think the penguin got a penguin tattoo. I can't remember if that was a thing.
Josh.
I don't know. Anyway, but yes, you managed to charter get on a ship that would drop off supplies. It's not a Golden Maiden because the Golden Maiden is around at this point, but you managed to get yourself to Grimport. And as you step off of the ship at Grimport, its name doesn't do it justice. It is very grim here. The roads themselves, it's constantly snowing here, so the roads are just slush. There's always you can make a career out of being somebody who sort of moves the snow out of the road, but it's just slush and horrible, and there's salt all over the floor and everything. Lots of shops and busy people around. This is a prominent fishing town, much larger than what Southgrad was, but it's probably the most homely anywhere has ever felt to you, bar the snow.
Homely.
Homely, yeah.
Homely as in ugly, or homely as in like a home?
As in, it reminds you a lot of Southgrad with like the smells and the people around and everything. The only thing that's different is it's much larger and there's lots of snow around.
Excellent. It's still barefoot. I'm not impervious to cold damage, but like my logic behind it is that the barrier tattoos, which is what the tattoos are, kind of act as like a barrier, like shoes. So it's cool. Just kind of feeling the air in every part that kind of probably wearing like a big furry hood and everything, but the dogs are still out.
Yeah. Does that mean that you've got tattoos on the base of your feet?
Yeah.
How would you react to that? How would have Nim reacted to having been tattooed on the base? Because I wouldn't be able to have it done. My feet would, I'd be because I'm ticklish.
Nim has a very high pain threshold.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it took a long ass time.
Yeah. So now that you're in the town of Grimport, you know you've heard reports that there was an abandoned wizard's tower about 5 days travel away from where Grimport is, but there has been activity there, and apparently a figure that's been seen. It was Paul that actually contacted you and said, I think, do you remember he meets you in Grimport, let's say that, he meets you in Grimport, he's like, a princess, sorry, Nim, it's good to see, I know that you're not telling everybody you're a princess, I apologise.
Good to see you, come bring it in, friend.
He gives you a big hug, and he's like, it's good. He's looking a lot older now. He's a lot grayer in places. His father had passed away a long time ago, and he's taken over the family business, although it's now moved to Wolfkirk. His family is living there. He's now a grandfather. You've not aged hard. You've aged hardly at all. But he's looking at you, and he's like, "It's good. It's good to see you. I'm glad. Was your journey well? Were the seas kind? Was the storms kind to you?"
Storms are always kind. It's just I'm ready to receive that kind of kindness. 1 second, and I do my little ritual, having gotten off the ship with Mother of Pearl, and thanking the winds for blowing long and hard. And I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. I'm sorry, I had to do that. If I don't do that, who knows what will happen next time I set foot on a ship.
That's understandable. Right. I have information for you about the wizard that I've seen, the tower, the person that I've seen. I think it's Joda. I think he's there. I've not seen him since that day you left your home.
Did he leave as well?
He left not long after he left before I did. He was seen with you in Southgrad and was shooed off by your father, and I was let go not long after when they discovered that I was also with you. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm so sorry, Paul, but what, you know my reasoning? How much do you know? How much was you told? Was it just that I willfully ran away or was kidnapped? Like, I have my reasons.
I was told you were kidnapped, but I was with you when you travelled down, and I could tell that you weren't happy. So you needed to experience your life for yourself. And I mean, like any parent, I would also be worried if my child left home. But your father went, I think he went a bit over the top with his reactions. He closed off most of the palace to a lot of people. It was mainly left to, from what I heard before we left Southgrad, it was mainly left to your brothers and sisters to deal with royal engagements. Your father wouldn't associate himself with anybody.
I hope you know, Paul, that if it was just a matter of my being unhappy, I would have stayed, because I didn't want any of that to happen. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't. There was more at stake than just a princess's whim.
You don't need to give me any reasons or anything like that. I have always believed in you as a future ruler, and any decisions that you make, they are yours to make, and not anybody else's. That's always been my belief, but at the time I wasn't allowed to say that because of the position that I held. But I can tell you that now, as an old man in his senior years.
Yes, and the time has been kind to you. You wear it well.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was more at stake, but look, here we are now. I suppose that's what it was for. I had some wonderful years. I don't know. Jonah. Yes. Come on, show me the way. Where are we going?
I can take you as far as the river, and then I'll have to turn back to Wolfkirk. But I can take you most of the way.
Before we get there, can I get you a warm pastry, or a gift for the young'uns?
I mean, I don't want to impose on you. And he sort of
It's an offer.
bows towards you, but he smiles. I would also like to offer you a pastry as well.
Oh, I could eat.
Let us get some food then. I know a good little bakery just down the road, and he begins walking along, and he stops and holds his arm out for you to sort of link arms with him and walk. It's quite slippery.
I imagine I'm offering him more support than he is me.
Yeah, he's trying to be sort of old school, gentlemanly about it, but he does need the support more than you do. And you can both walk down the streets, and you find a bakery. Now, there were two NPCs that I didn't introduce in the first half, so one of them's gonna be now instead. You get to the bakery, and I've opened the wrong notes. There we go. You get to the bakery, and you can see a human man stood behind the counter. It's one of those bakeries where you don't actually step inside. It's like a shutter, and it's like what I'm trying to think of, like the thing that's popping into my mind at the moment is when you go to I think it's Japan, where they have the stalls outside, and they cook everything fresh on the street rather than you going into a restaurant. I'm thinking of that, but a bakery. I don't know if there's any Western comparison to that, but that's where my brain instantly went to. But yeah, he's there. He's got his bakery and everything. You can see he's got shelves and everything behind the counter, and people walk up and say, "Oh, I'd like that loaf of bread there, please." And he's like, "Oh yes, I can do that." And he pulls a loaf of bread off, and he wraps it up into some paper and hands it over, takes some coins off of them as you and Paul walk up, and he said, Paul, how are the farms keeping you? Yes, sir, it's doing very well. I would very much like to buy one of your finest pastries for myself and my young companion here." He gestures towards you, and Tristan looks at you and goes, a new face. Actually, you look quite familiar. Is this the person that you were telling me stories about, Paul? Yes. This is my friend Nim. We had many great times together when Nim was growing up and I was a guard. Yes, one of your finest Dimigan pastries, please. And he's like, "Yes, I will do one of those now." And he goes to his oven and pulls out some. They're basically Cornish pasties, but they're Dimigan. And he puts them into a little bag, and hands two over to you. That will be 2 silver, please. It's like,
To hand out, and I just thank you. I do love carbs. I give 3 silver.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And he doesn't count them. He just puts them away. He's like, "It's very kind. Would you like any warm drinks to take with you? I have tea, I have coffee, I have warm water, I have warm milk."
Do you have hot chocolate?
I do have some hot chocolate, yes. I've just recently received a delivery of it. I can give you some of that.
That would be just the ticket, sweetheart.
And he pulls out 2 travel cups worth of hot chocolate, and Paul's like, "Oh, I've never tried this before." And he takes a sip of it. It's like, "Oh, that's really nice." And he hands you one as well. Doesn't charge you for them.
Oh, I have some more. Let me just get some coppers for you. There must be something. I look for a price menu somewhere.
They a single hot chocolate was what I was looking for. They would cost 1 copper.
I get out 2 coppers. There you go.
Thank you. It is too kind of you. And he puts it away with. He's blushed a little bit because he's trying to give you something.
Now, I appreciate the gift, but giving you like a little bit extra. I was hoping for a little bit of information.
Of course, any information that I'm able to give you, I will try to. Yes.
Do you know about a mysterious, maybe a wizard's tower that's in the nearby vicinity? Have you heard anything about that?
Oh yeah, there's the old wizard's tower. It's a ruin that was from long ago. Long before. I'm old, but this wizard's tower is a lot older. There's never been any inhabitants there in my lifetime, anyway. But apparently, it used to have a small village around it at one point. But the village succumbed to the snowstorms and was lost. But the tower still stood and was ruins. Had been ruins ever since. I think maybe 200 or 300 years ago that happened.
Oh, I would have been in my lessons about then.
Oh. Looks a bit envious at the fact that you're that old and he's a human.
But we all wear the years in one way or the other. Some wear it as the shorter-lived species do, and others wear it in other ways.
Nicely put, yes. It's very nice to talk to you. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Nim.
Sorry, my name's Tristan.
Lovely to meet you, Tristan. I hope we do get to speak again.
Oh, yes, I hope you do as well. You can see there's a couple of other people who've begun forming a queue behind. He's like,
I'll let you get to your business.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope to see you again soon. And he sort of waves you off as other people come up and ask for bread. They saw the hot chocolate and like, oh, hot chocolate. He's like, oh, yes, certainly. 2 copper pieces, please.
Oh, no, I've contributed to capitalism.
As you begin heading out of the town, you head into the woods and along the main road, and Paul has a conversation with you about his life. He's got a nice big farm on Wolfmoor now. His wife, there's him, his wife, and he's got 3 sons and 4 grandchildren. They all work on the farms. They all help with everything, and he brings the produce to Grimport to sell. He does a lot of trade with the ships that come in as well. So he's got quite a lot of. Basically, he set himself up for life. Basically, he does find it hard to farm in the heavy snow, but it's rewarding once he sees the crops growing, and there's all different types of crops that he's growing now because of the area that he's in, something that he wouldn't ever been able to have grown in Southgrad. So he feels like he's learned a lot as well with his journey. He tells you about some of the other refugees from Southgrad that he's kept contact with. They sort of formed a small, like, little network, and they send carrier owls out to each other. Because owls, as we've now established, was the favourite mode of transportation from Gil's Rest.
They were reliable, okay? They did it at all hours, and by God, were they cute.
Not transport, I meant messenger. I said transport for some reason, but yeah, giant owls could be a method for transport as well, I suppose. But yeah. You travel, yeah, that would be terrifying, wouldn't it?
Yep.
You travel for a few days. Paul sets up some camps, sets up the camp each time along the way until you get to a flowing river and a bridge, and you can see off in the distance the top end of the tower. Doesn't look destroyed or anything. It looks like it's in perfect condition. And Paul sort of stops at the bridge and he goes, right, This is as far as I'm able to go with you. I need to make my way back to Wolfmoor. It was a pleasure to see you again, Princess Nim, he says, because there's nobody around.
Pleasure to you as well, Paul. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this may be the last time that we meet face to face. And I just want to tell you that you have been so special. You have survived so much, and I'm so proud of everything you have accomplished.
Thank you. I am oddly very proud of seeing the person that you have become as well. You have a confidence about you that you didn't have before, and you have the travel has given you experiences that you never would have learnt had you stayed in the castle. So as angry as your father may have been, I believe that you made the right decision.
I wish I shared your confidence, but time will tell either way how this storm breaks.
Indeed. May the storms be kind to you, Princess.
May the storms be kind to you, yours, and your fields.
Thank you. He gives you a deep bow. You hear a crunk, and he's like, oh. But he holds it, and then he gets up and he walks away, sort of sheepishly a little bit.
But you want me to crack that for you?
No, it's fine. I'll find a tree.
Sure?
I'll be okay. I'll find a tree on the way down.
Humans. Before going up to the tower after Paul has departed, I kind of get out a fan, or two actually. I don't have two, but I get out two, and I start to mimic the storm dance that I'd been doing in the midst of the storm, just trying to see how the winds are blowing and see if I can get any omens on what may be ahead. I don't have an actual spell for this. I'm just...
No. What could we count that? Let's make that a skill check. What kind of role should we do that as? Religion seems like a good one. I'm going to give you religion or arcana.
We can do arcana.
Yeah, we go for that.
I really should have proficiency in nature, but I don't. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. I think that's what I got last time.
Yeah, that's okay. The only other dice roll you rolled was the exact same. But with that, you begin flowing sort of with the winds. There isn't much wind around where you are because of the trees, but it's broken. The trees sort of breaks the wind quite a bit, but you can shut your eyes and you can hear the wind more than anything, a lot above you, above the tree lines, and you begin sort of flowing with it. You dance across the bridge and move closer towards where the wizard's tower is. You don't like get right up to it, but you sort of flow with it. Every time you've done this dance since you've left a Gale's Rest, there's always been a sense of impending darkness coming. That sense has gotten closer. The only other time it felt this close was when you were travelling with the crew of the Marley towards getting to go and help Renvia. That's when it felt really dark, and it's getting to that sort of climax again, where something feels there is a big darkness coming again, like your father said all those years ago when he predicted the storms. You don't know when, and you don't know where, but something dark is coming.
That's not the most promising of omens I had hoped for, but at least something's going to happen. Okay. I start to investigate kind of the area, kind of step back, kind of take the image in.
As you look over this tower, you can see sort of it's a large opening of where a village would have once stood. The trees, there's no new trees or anything that have grown through. It's very difficult for the weeds and new trees to grow through this sort of thick layer of snow. There's no footprints or anything around to indicate that anybody's been here, not even animals. The tower itself is almost immaculate, as if it's never been touched. But with your keen senses as a magic user, you can tell that there's a slight illusion on it that's making it look as pristine as what it is.
Interesting. Okay. I cast invisibility. I'm stuck in the accent. I cast invisibility on myself as I come.
Yep.
I do a few more flourishes with the fans, and just kind of whoop, just to make myself invisible while I sneak up, just in case.
You sneak up to it and nothing happens. There's no like alarm system or anything that, well, at least that you know of, that goes off. And as you approach the door, you watch as it opens slowly, and you feel a sense of warmth come from inside and a smell of hot cooked fish and what's the other word I'm looking for? Like a smoked food, smoked salmon. Let's go with that. Coming from inside.
Well, they know I'm coming, that's for sure. No sense holding this. I pop back into existence. Okay. I close the door behind me.
You close the door and there's a long stairwell that leads up. You begin walking up, and every now and then you can look out the window and you're getting higher and higher up until you get to a final door. And as you go through that, you come out into, I mean, something that shouldn't fit into the top of the tower that you saw from the outside. It's definitely bigger from the inside. A large green field with a big building up on the other side. There's a big swimming pool or a big pond in the middle with fish jumping out of it. And sitting at one of the tables underneath a canopy with loads of vines growing over it, you can see a familiar face as Joda is sitting there drinking tea, wearing bright purple robes. You can see he's also he's got crow's feet, his hair's greyed, and he's got a book in his hand as he's drinking his tea, and he looks over towards you and his eyes go wide.
A message in his head. Well, hey there, sugar. It's good to see you again.
Nim, I knew somebody had arrived, but I didn't think it was you. And he gets up and sort of runs over to you with an agileness that is not becoming of his age, and he runs over, stops just before you as he sort of got his arms out ready to give you a big hug, and he sort of withdraws himself.
No, come on.
Goes in for a big hug. I'm so glad to see you. It's been years. How have you been?
I've been busy. It's so good to see you again, my friend.
He pulls away from you and he sort of places his hand sort of on your sort of the top part of your neck, sort of around, not like this because that looks like he's choking you, but like this. There you go. He's just holding you like this, and he just looks at you and he looks into your eyes. He's like, "You've gained experience. You've lived a life. You've travelled. Everything that you wanted to do."
At what cost?
It goes a bit sad when you say that. Yes, at what cost? A lot has happened in the world over the years. I've been travelling around Idorune as I'm not able to leave this place, but trying to learn what I can of what's happened to the world outside, but it's not good, Nim.
Oh, I sensed something when I listened to the winds on my way here. It was like the whole world was just holding its breath, like that darkness was getting closer.
I don't follow the same traditions as you do when it comes to the way that I can see the future, but with what I have also, the way that I do things, there is a darkness coming. I couldn't tell you when or where, similar to how the storms are probably telling you the same thing. The one thing that I have seen in my dreams, however, is I've seen you in the center of it.
If I had a penny, I'd have 2 pennies. Which isn't a lot, but it's more than you want.
please, 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 before we get into any more of this, please sit down. You must have some hot chocolate and tea, and I've got food. My library's over there. I've been working on this place for a long time. I'd like to show you around if possible.
Absolutely. We were far too dolorous for a meeting of old friends. Show me around. Show me a library.
Oh, fantastic. And you can sit down and have some food first. And he brings drinks out and everything. He's got some unseen servants that sort of mill around and help out as well. They all speak and they all greet you kindly. They all have the same accent as what you do. He looks towards you and says, I was very fond of Gale's Rest and Southgrad, and if there was anywhere that I could have wished to have retired and grown old, it would have been there. The people there were the best of us.
Some ways, I guess. My leaving means that you're here now. And I've been helping my people that made it out. I've been helping them get settled over here.
That's good. That's good. That means, so have you heard anything from outside? Have you spoken to anybody?
From outside the miasma?
Yeah, well, this barrier that's around, that's protecting the continent. Not many people know that it's there. They just assume that something's happening in the deep sea that's preventing ships from traveling, but nothing can get through.
I was there when it was when it came about. I saw it all.
Where are you now? Interesting. Do you know what the cause of it was?
Not exactly, but there was a large disturbance in the sea. There were titans fighting alongside guardians. Atheon was there and others.
The Titans. That's the name that I've not heard about for a long time. You must come to the library with me. I have so much I could show you. I've gathered so much information since I last saw you.
But no, wait, one moment. You say heard anything. Do you not know that it's all gone?
I've heard that rumor, although I've never gotten confirmation from anybody. I've been trying to do as much research as I can about it. I do have one hope.
Hope?
Gale's Rest was what was known was a sky city. One of the only functioning sky cities left. It was chained to the Amethyst Veil to prevent it from just floating away. My hope is that the peoples of Southgrad and Gale's Rest were able to leave that place before whatever it was that was consuming everything did. And my hope is that it's out there somewhere. You just need to find it.
Well, I've got sad news that I received the word from Atheon himself that they were all gone.
That is sad news. I don't know what to make of that. There's part of me that thinks, yes, you should believe the words that the Guardians tell you, but there's another part of me that's like, I need the confirmation myself. I need to see it.
Yes.
I need to see it for myself.
I too would like to see it, but the barrier. But on that day, by the way, do not get any news from Atheon. He has no bedside manner. Not at all. We had just saved Ranvia from certain doom. And he just comes in and says, oh yeah, everyone's dead. Not good with people, that one. Good with the books, not with the people. But I can call out to him, see if I can get more confirmation. He's been a bit flighty these past few years.
Yes, please. I mean, if you're able to, call him. I don't know if he'll hear you from within here. You might need to go outside to do that. But if you'd like to do that, I can prepare the books and everything that I have for you to do research on anything that you'd like to do research on, or any. I want to help. I want to make sure that we can get everybody back, or at least get the closure of what's happened to everything outside of Idorune.
Well, I can get behind that. It wasn't just Gale's Rest that got trampled in that altercation, so I would love to help you with this. Let me go to your roof. Do you have a roof?
I can present one to you, and he gestures his hands, and a doorway appears in one of the trees, or near one of the trees. If you take that will take you further up to the top of the tower, where there will be an open platform for you to be outside. I quite enjoyed that, the openness and being able to be in the storms. It reminded me of our friendship, so I thought I'd replicate that. I hope that's okay.
That's perfect. It's perfect for me right now. You get the book set up. I'd love to get stuck into this. Let me go see if I can call and see if anybody answers. It does not always work. Just
Okay.
worth a shot.
Okay, he nods towards you and he walks away. And as he walks away, you get this deep sort of sensation flow through your body, and you let out a massive yawn.
I'm exhausted. When did I last sleep?
It's actually making me yawn. Sorry. Talk about it.
Don't yawn and I'll yawn again.
We head up the stairs, and you walk into a stairwell that is very reminiscent of how the tower looks as you were climbing up it. And you go through another door, and you are out on a very flat roof with no barriers around or anything. It's snowing quite heavily, and there's quite a big blow of wind. There's no storm at the moment, but it's more of a blizzard at the minute, a gentle blizzard.
Firstly, I'm going to listen to see how fast the winds are. I've got bells and tubes braided into my hair at this point that kind of help me to assess what that's looking like.
Yeah, so with how high up you are, with the way the wind, and sort of either stopping in the middle of the tower or sitting at the edge, or whichever Nim would prefer, you can get a feel that the winds, and I'll use miles per hour, they're flowing at probably 45 miles per hour, which is quite quick.
Okay. Not quite fast enough. I start swirling with the storm dance as I'm kind of helping them on their way with one of my stormy abilities that I have, where I can change the direction and I assume speeds of winds within reason. That's the word.
Yeah.
And as that's going, as it kind of blusters and gets snowier, and I make a little snow globe around me, I just say, Atheon, I'd like a word. It's your favorite princess.
As you do that, I don't know if that got picked up, but the wind blows around and spins, and it begins to get faster and faster and faster. And your eyes are closed, and you're sort of doing that dance again until everything around you, your bells and chimes, just stop, and you feel a presence behind you.
I'm not going to touch you this time. I know you're there. And I just turn around and look up at the guy.
You look up at him, and Atheon looks down towards you. Nim, this has been a while. How are things?
I feel like we start all our conversations the same way.
It has been a long time. The last time I saw you was when you helped me with Renvia.
Yes. Well, I helped you. Maybe it's time for you to return the favor.
I will help you in whatever way I am able to. Please make your request, and I will see if it is within my capabilities.
Well, I have a friend down below. He's a wizard of sorts. And
Joda. I remember him from Gale's Rest.
Lively fella. Aged a little now, but lively still.
Indeed.
But he has a theory, and I would also like the confirmation. Just Gale's Rest was a sky city. I just like the confirmation that nothing is recoverable.
it is certainly something I can attempt to help you with. I have the ability to scry on places, so I can, and project that scry so others can see, so I can help you with that.
That would be good. I assume you have, since you have this ability, that you have done this before. Is that true?
The ability to scry, I've done it many times before, yes. Why do you ask?
That you have looked in on Gale's Rest since it happened.
I haven't looked back on Gale's Rest since I saw the darkness creeping in over it.
So you have not looked for confirmation either?
No, I saw the darkness take over. I mean, with that level of evil, it must have been destroyed.
Must have? Aren't you the guardian of knowledge? Since when do you play with Musta? Speculation.
There have been a lot of things that have happened over the years, Nim, which have meant that my knowledge of a lot of things has waned. I have a lot of things that I need to rectify, things that I have done throughout my lives that I need to rectify, and it is not something that I am able to do alone. I have been searching for a champion of Atheon to help. I was denied a champion before, so I'm looking for one now.
Who denied you before? I believe I answered your calls the last time you called upon me.
He looks a bit sheepish, and he shrinks down in size, so he's less of an imposing figure because he stands about 8 foot tall. He shrinks down to more 6'5" to match your eye level. That day when I visited you in Gale's Rest, the day that you fled, I was asking your father's permission for you to leave Gale's Rest so that you could become my champion and help me with rectifying mistakes that I have made throughout my life. He denied my request, and he banished me from the city and banished me from ever seeing or speaking to you again.
Neither of us obeyed that command.
No, I have only presented myself to you previously because I was in dire need of help, and you were, and your allies were amenable to my requests, and I come to you now because you summoned me, and as you stated, you are my favourite princess. And he smiles at you.
Okay, so, just to backtrack for a second, it was kind of negligence of you not to double check the things that happen. I mean, maybe it's just a wall of purple and everything's fine on the outside, and you would be none the wiser.
This is true. And if I perform this scry with you and we see otherwise, I will hold myself accountable for giving you false information.
You know I love you, Atheon. I keep being astounded again and again that the smartest people that I know, smartest guardian that I know, can be so short-sighted. But let's have a look at this. Now is the time. No regrets. Let's see.
I understand. And he nods towards you and will follow you down back into the tower. And he's quite impressed looking around when you get into the green area. And Joda comes out. He's like, Nim and Atheon, it is good to see you. Please, both of you, come with me. And he leads you into his library, which basically had everything in it that he put in his room all those years ago, but there's just a full library of books absolutely everywhere. It goes on for ages. It's like the tower itself is bigger on the inside with the sort of garden area, and then the library is also bigger on the inside, so he's got like a void within a void type thing going on. Planar space, TARDIS within a TARDIS, as it were. Anyway, Atheon explains that he's going to perform a scrying spell on Gale's Rest to see where it is and confirm whether it is destroyed or not. He clears space on the large table and he pulls out a crystal ball from inside of his pocket and he places that in the center of the table and he begins whispering his hands around and you watch as the crystal ball gets whipped up in like a little mini tornado and it's held in place.
As he's doing that, I am just like, can I help?
Are you able to call a controlled storm?
Oh, baby. I absolutely can. How big does it need to be?
Just big enough to fill a small space above this crystal ball so it can shoot lightning into it.
Oh, that is very small. Okay, I'll have to condense this a little bit, but I think I can do it. And what I'm going to be casting is Storm Sphere.
Yep.
But little, making it condense.
Yeah. What level is the spell?
This is a 4th level spell.
Cool. You have a special item on you that you received during the Marley's Wreck episode, like a lightning crystal, as it were, that allows you to cast a spell 1 level higher than what you cast it at. It would make sense that during the time since then, the item has slightly evolved a little bit, and it also allows you to downgrade the level of a spell as well to get a smaller effect on it. Only works on lightning and thunder-based spells. So this sphere that you can cast it at 1st level if you'd like to get that more condensed effect.
Yeah, I will do that. I start doing it normally, then like, nope, not this time, and just kind of bring it all in.
Yeah, damage-wise, it would reduce the damage by levels and all that sort of stuff, but that's not the purpose of you using it at the moment. But it forms a small sphere around the crystal ball, and it begins to shoot lightning into it, and then the crystal ball itself begins to glow as Atheon is there with one hand with this big tome in his hand, and the pages are flicking through it like as wind's pushing it, and he's moving his other hand around, and you watch as his eyes begin to go cloudy with storms sort of shooting in between them, and then he just fires an electrical current from his fingers into the crystal ball, and it projects outwards. The last thing you hear him say before he does that is he says, "Show me Gale's Rest," and he fires it into the crystal ball, and it expands outwards, and it's like a proper hologram projector style circular thing that you can see, and you can see clouds, lots and lots of clouds around, to the point where you can't see anything through it until you see something silhouetted in the distance, and then the clouds begin to part and you see the silhouette of a large city, a large palace, a large city with a large rock underneath it as it's floating through the sky slowly. And Atheon goes, "By the Guardians, or by me, by us, Gale's Rest is still, and it's flying." And you watch as a tear begins to fall down his eye, down his face.
And you didn't check.
Ow.
30 years, Atheon! 30 years!
I'm sorry. There's been a lot on. I can't believe it. It's my home. It's there.
My home. My home is there.
It's my home as well.
Can we zoom in? Can we see if there's anyone there?
I can try. And he begins to try and zoom in. And you can see people milling around in the city. They've been smart, and they've now put barriers around so people don't just fall off. You can
Too many
see,
instances.
yeah, where the stairs were that led down into Southgrad, they're still attached to the side of the mountain, but they've broken off because it's sort of not there, so it's just sort of dangling. They were not dangling, but it's still attached to it, but it's somewhere where people shouldn't really go. There are people who are moving around in the streets. You can see traders and everything. There is a very large contraption that is docked next to it. You remember seeing the blueprints for one of these in one of your cousins. No, in your brother's quarters. Actually, it was Vigor. This was plans for an airship, and that's what is there. So it's like a ship that you would sail in, but with large. This one in particular has large balloons that are sort of allowing it to float.
Oh, Atheon. We have not come to them. They had devised a method to come to us.
They can't get through the barrier, though. They must have floated up to avoid the whatever was the aether that was going across. He knows that he can talk about aether around you because you were there when it happened, and Joda's experienced enough. They must have allowed the city to fly again. I didn't realize that they were able to master that technology.
It has been, again, 30 years!
Oh yes, okay, right. Okay, I am sorry, Nim. I should have been more diligent I was just so grief-stricken when I saw the shadows go over my home.
That was an angry fan thing. Ignore it. Pretend it worked.
Yeah, he looks very... He doesn't look very angry. He looks very sheepish at you.
Okay. So you have not done well. You have apologized. So now we are going to work together. Do better. We are going to get them. Okay? We're going to make sure they are safe.
Okay.
And they are welcome when they find a way past this barrier, or that barrier falls, or something. Now, I know you feel the darkness encroaching again as much as I do, more even.
I do, yes, and it is in the next, Josh is working out times, in the next 30 years, the darkness will be released on this world.
That's a long time for us to prepare.
And then you will be able to get home.
Then. Okay. We need to devise a method to see at least if there's a location where this will be converging upon. See if we can get there. See if we can watch the people, watch the Guardians, watch the Titans. See what's going on, what machinations are in play.
Looks towards Joda, who looks up at him. I would be honoured if, and looks towards you as well, I would be honoured if you would both allow me to help you with this. I have many connections within the librarians. I can get us to places quick enough if needed so that we can be there when the time is right.
How old is Joda? And how old does he look?
Joda is, at this point, he was 30 when he was taken on as your tutor, so he's about 55 at this point.
Okay. We are going to need to give you the best health tonics because if you're a live species, you know, you're a bit fragile sometimes when it comes to 30 years.
Yes, I have a way to elongate my life by short periods, but it's not obviously a long-term solution. My body will still age. I just won't quite die. It's nothing evil or lichy or anything like that. It's just I just consume some magic items, and that magic is transferred into my life essence.
Oh, good. Do you know how to become a lich if it does come to that?
Looks a bit sheepishly towards Atheon and then looks back towards you. I have studied how to become a lich, but it's not something I'm particularly keen on doing.
Oh, no, of course not. I would not. I would never ask you to do that. No. I was just, I was getting ahead of myself. I've seen too many of my friends die to time these past few years. It'll be fine. You take those tonics.
I will. You feel that wave of tiredness come over you again, and you stumble slightly, not to the point where Joda notices, but Atheon's head snaps to look at you as he notices.
It's just the climate. I climbed up a lot of stairs. It's been very cold. I'm barefoot. It's fine.
Joda, I would like to have a private conversation with, I was about to say Perry then. I'd like to have a private conversation with Nim. You're not able to listen in if we speak in the gardens, are you? Oh, no. I'll stay in here and begin getting more research and notes together. Please go out and have whatever conversation. I would not dare eavesdrop in on a guardian. It's like, good. Nim, please, will you follow me?
Pulse, one moment, just one moment. Jonah, to keep you sweet, why don't you study this? And it's one of my newest sea charts of the most up-to-date information of many places that I hope is up to scratch. Maybe not. Hoping.
He opens it up and he's like, oh, the currents of the shallows? I don't have this. Thank you. Oh, and it's also got locations of drowner locations on it. This could be very helpful. Thank you.
I thought it would be. Atheon, lead the way.
Atheon leads you outside and you go towards where the canopy area is with the chairs and stuff, and the unseen servants provide you with hot drinks and biscuits and stuff, and then they float away. And he gestures for you to sit down, and he sits down on one of the seats as well, staying at the same height as you. I noticed you looked a little bit tired in there. Are you feeling okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just, one of those mortal things.
Not quite. It's one of those dragonkin things. It looks like you're about to enter into a slumber.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you experienced one before?
No, but I've read about it.
I don't know how long you will be out for. You can never predict these things, but prepare yourself for it. Get yourself in a position where as soon as you awaken again, you can get straight back to your job at hand.
Well, this is mighty fine timing, isn't it?
It's almost convenient for story purposes.
Convenient. We were about to have 30 years to prepare for a cataclysmic event.
Exactly. I spoke to you before about me speaking to your father and him banishing me, about me asking for you to become my champion. Now that you have spent time away from the palace and from your family, and you have lived a life, I come to you now without having to ask your father's permission, as you are grown, and I would like to ask you, would you do me the honor of becoming my champion?
So to be your champion, I will go about your business. Is that right?
Yes, I have some tasks that I would ask for you to complete. It would also coincide with you being able to get back to Gale's Rest with this coming darkness, which will allow you to get home.
We'll agree upon one stipulation.
Please name it.
You have shown yourself to be slightly of poor judgment upon certain matters. I think we will both agree.
Yes, I agree.
We will not have a relationship of guardian and supplicant. We will be equals. If I say check something, you check it. You tell me to check something, I check it. Is that agreed?
He nods towards you, yes.
Colleagues and champions.
He takes your hand and he shakes it.
Didn't you and the other guardians begin as champions yourselves?
We began as champions of the gods, yes. And then when the dark gods, or the betrayer gods, or whatever you want to call them, when the War of Divinity started, we were appointed the quest of awakening the primordial Bahamut, and we were gifted a spark of divinity from the gods, which allowed us to take on our guardian powers. And ever since then, we have performed ritual, or our those who worship us have performed rituals which allows us to inhabit the bodies of willing hosts, and for us to basically live on and protect this world from evils.
Well, let's both hope that the evil that is ascending, maybe, that is descending upon us is not as dire as that one was.
When this evil power awakens, I fear that I won't be there to stop it.
And why not? You've got 30 years to prepare.
I have a special mission for you. As part of you being my champion, there was something that I did a long time ago that I deeply regret doing, and I wish to undo it. However, I do not have the power anymore to undo that. It will require the strength of all of the Guardians in order to reverse it. You learnt recently, or the last time we saw of the Titans.
Not recent.
It wasn't recent, but to me it was. But no, it wasn't recent. The Titans were created during the War of Divinity as a way to counteract us as Guardians. They were meant to be our opposition, our evil selves, as it were. That was never the case with them. There was a hold over them that the Betrayal gods couldn't get. One of them in particular was particularly powerful and was the one that was able to sever that connection fully. She was known as the Nightbringer.
Remember, we made fun of her name. I can't remember what it is right now, but we made fun of it incessantly.
Yes, indeed. One thing, once the War of Divinity was over, the fear that the Titans would turn on us and we would start another epic war that would shatter the world, a world that hadn't yet recovered, was a growing fear amongst the Guardians. So, with my infinite wisdom, he says sarcastically, I bestowed upon the Titans a curse or a stipulation to their resurrections. They would resurrect without their memories. They would have to find unique ways to regain who they were. By the time they regained their memories, their bodies would die again, and they would be reincarnated into new bodies and have to refine their memories again. So that way they would never become a threat to the world. I see now with this darkness that's coming that was a great error on my part, and I wish to reverse it.
Good. I mean, I know you're the guardian of knowledge, but no one can accuse you of being the guardian of wisdom. I can tell you that much.
This is true. It is a great. It is a great.
Sorry.
Yes, you go.
Have you never heard the saying that if something's a threat, make it a weapon?
Well, that was the fear, is that they would be turned into a weapon. It would either be...
You're supposed to harness them. Rally them to your side. Win them with gifts.
That was the fear, that either the Titans would turn on us and we would fight, or we would turn on each other and we would harness the Titans as weapons, or they would harness us as weapons. We weren't sure what that relationship was going to be like.
Why could you not just do a team-building exercise? Go do a retreat somewhere. Do trust falls. Falls. My accent changes with the wind. My God, I'm sleepy. Okay. You've acknowledged the mistake. How soon can you undo it? How soon can you unite them?
I need the other Guardians to be on board with it as well. And we need to unite our powers in order to do it. And we need the one who broke the ties originally. In order to funnel that power, we need the Nightbringer, the one whose name you took the biscuit out of, Peripatea, their name is.
That was it. That was it. And Josh.
Yes.
So, Dragonkin Perry, the previous Perry, was, I think, like a lesser cousin of Nim.
Yes, we did say
who
that,
was then kind of shipped away when she was very, very, very young. Am I aware that this small child started going around calling herself Peripatea or whatever?
It would have been around the time you were alive, so yeah, knowing that you could connect the dots at this point now if you wanted to, yes.
Where on earth would... So... Gale's Rest, you know it. Do you remember a small, pink, draconic cousin of mine?
I do, yes.
Got shipped away when she was might too young.
Yes.
It's very jealous. I believe she had started throwing around words with too many syllables beginning with the letter P.
I was the one responsible for her being shipped away.
Oh, you were? Okay. And where was she shipped to? We can find her, right? You can find her.
No, she met an end that was, I wouldn't wish on anybody. That made me realize my mistake. What the Titans had been through throughout their various lives, their memories being wiped and trying to gain them back again. What I've witnessed... Scratch that, because none of that's happened yet, because it's like 5 years until that Perry dies.
I was going to say,
I'm getting myself confused with the timeline there. I do not know where she has gone. I know that she was shipped out to the main continent of Idorune, and the last I heard she was adventuring around, but I have not been able to track her down. It's like she's been shrouded, and I don't know what it is that's doing it.
What was her dominion?
Sorry?
What was her dominion? What was her element? What is she the Titan of?
Peripatea is the Titan of Darkness, so harnessing that of dark magic. Not evil magic, but just dark magic.
Sounds like you need to follow the darkness.
This is true. This is very true. So it's looking like I won't find them for another 30 years then. Or you won't find them for another 30 years if we follow the darkness.
We could look at when dark magic has been used around. See if there's anything going on. Like, someone's got to know something about, I don't know, a being of black energy rising from a graveyard somewhere. Rumors.
Possibly, but that was the thing with the changing of the memories, wiping their memories, was that they were never able to access their original magic.
So she could have completely different abilities, if she has any abilities at all.
Exactly, and this is one of the things that I deeply regret, is the amount of... didn't think about it at the time, but the amount of pain and hurt that each of them must have gone through, especially when they received memories of key moments from their previous lives, and like, why can't I remember who I am? It's not something I thought about at the time. It was...
really putting them in someone else's hands to be used, as you feared. You really did not think this through. Who did you send the small child off to?
I sent them off to a friend that I had made a long time ago. Man named Solomon, but even he's dropped off of the radar.
I remember Solomon.
Did you meet him?
I met him. I believe him and Kimdak owe me some money. Quite a lot of it, actually.
So maybe we do the research into where this darkness is going to happen, and then maybe we pay this Kimdak and Solomon a visit. Maybe visiting this Kimdak will shine a light on where Solomon is, because again, he's another one that I've not been able to track.
Well, they seem to have their roots in Merkstead last I stopped by, but that was before the vermin walls, and I think they lost some people in there.
Okay, interesting. I'm glad that you have decided to help me on this. I need to rectify a lot of mistakes that I have made, and as you have seen, I am still making mistakes even now.
Well, Atheon, I gotta be honest with you. 30 years have passed. I'm not any closer to knowing what my birth prophecy means. But what I have learned is that inaction and the unwillingness. Unwillingness? That's not a word. I'm very sleepy. Intractability to enact meaningful change is not going to help anyone. The darkness is coming. The storm is coming, whether we like it or not, and we need to act. So I will help you. And I think you got a good heart in you. Just, you need a little bit of help sometimes. Too much in your own company, maybe.
He smiles at you when you say that.
You want a hot chocolate?
He takes a sip of it. It's nice. It's sweet.
It is. Look, next time you're about to make a big decision, I want you to take a moment, take a sip of hot chocolate or another warm beverage, and think about that feeling and the peace it brings you. And then act. Okay?
I understand. He takes a sip
Talk
of...
to someone else.
He
Workshop it.
sips the hot chocolate and places it down, and then sort of contemplates. Nim, did we ever go over the seals? Did I ever explain to you about the seals?
Yes. Briefly. Because Maria Renvia's seal was broken, I believe.
When she was struck by Aether, yes.
I don't know what it was sealing. You said it was the big thing in the sea that you said was a primordial? Is that right?
One of the three primordials, yes, was awoken because the seal was broken. Yes. A number of... Each of the Titans and Guardians carries a seal within them. Any contact with this purple Aether breaks the seal that a Guardian or Titan has. Renvia's had broken during the conflict with the primordial of the sea. Mine has also broken. During that conflict, it was broken as well. I just hid it for as long as I could from those who knew about it. Who know about seals that aren't Guardians or Titans. Each of us can sense when each of us Guardians can sense when another Titan seal has been broken.
Oh, Sugar, I'm so sorry. How long have you been carrying that one around with you?
Since that day, 30 years ago.
Sweetie, come on, you want a hug? Are you a hugger? We've never discussed it.
He begins crying, and then he comes in for a hug, and the wings sort of flap. They extend out of his back, all six of them, and they wrap around the pair of you.
It's okay. I've got you now. A burden shared is a burden halved.
I fear, Nim, that the time of the Guardians and the Titans is beginning to come to an end. I want to rectify what happened with the Titans so that they may live out their final years in peace and with all of their memories from all of their previous lives. This is an incredibly important task that I wish to bestow upon you, but I fear this is something that I cannot complete myself. At least not in this form.
You have another form?
All of the Guardians and even the Titans can take on a final form. form that is, as I said, final. There is no going back from it. But it bestows great power upon the person that we gift that power to, that form to. As my champion, I would like to gift it to you, and I would like for you to rectify my mistakes in my stead so that I do not make more along the way.
Sorry, I'm a little bit foggy. What happens to you?
I cease to be in the form that I am currently in.
Theon, you have to know that I don't find that acceptable.
I understand, but I feel that it is what is needed in order to redeem the travesty that I have done.
I'm not about to sit here and let my friends willingly die. I mean, actually, are you sure this is for the greater good? Like 100% sure. Like, no, this is a prophecy. I feel it coming. Like 100% sure that this is the thing that needs to happen.
I 100% feel that this is the thing that needs to happen. All of my visions of the darkness have had you in the center of it, but you have always had a light around you, and I believe I am that light.
You know, I used to believe that the needs of the few, you take care of those, and the needs of the many will follow right after. I don't know if I believe that anymore. Maybe it's time that I put the needs of the many above wanting my friend at my side.
I will always be at your side. Just not like this.
One last time, are you sure?
It is what is needed to happen. I feel that it is the design of the storms, as we like to put it.
Oh, my friend. I will assent, and I will let you do this, and I will make sure that everyone knows that you repented and that you made this sacrifice for the greater good, and that you were noble and you were wise.
Thank you. He goes into his robes and he pulls out the large book that he always carries around with him. He places that on the table and he slides it across. And as he slides it across, it begins to shrink in size, so it's more manageable. This is a grimoire. This is my grimoire. If you take this with you on your journey, it will give you access to spells that you might not otherwise have access to. It'll also give you the ability to perform the ritual needed to restore the Titans. As I said, you need Peripateia at the center of it in order to allow it to affect all of the others. They are the catalyst. The same as Freyan, my eldest sister, is the catalyst for us. Darkness is in all, as it were.
I've been around the block. I know that to be true.
Right. I think it's time. Before
Is there anything else that you need to tell me? Is there anyone that I need to say goodbye to for you? This is your last chance. Think hard. Sip that hot chocolate, okay?
If you come across any of my other brothers or sisters, whether they be Titan or Guardian, tell them that I love them and that I am protected by my champion.
I will. And I will protect you.
And I'll see them when we all return home.
Of course.
He stands up and he grows back to his size and he leans down and gives you a kiss on the top of your head. And he holds your hands in a way so that your hand is on the bottom, his hand's in the middle, and then your hand's on top and his hand's on top, sort of thing. And you watch as he begins to glow this brilliant white colour. His wings start lighting up first, and that descends down into his body, and his face gets encompassed last, and you can see tears pouring down his face with a smile of gratitude on him as his form begins to shrink down again, but this magic begins to pull into your hand, and you can see now, as the magic of Atheon has dissipated from this figure, you can see a elven man stood there, wobbling a little bit as he's been given control of his body again, and the magic dissipates within your hand, but you feel something within it.
You gently uncover it.
And as you uncover it, you can see a crystal shard in the shape of almost in the shape of like wings, like the crystal with like wings coming off of it. And as you unveil it, a silk, very strong silk string sort of bellows out of wind from it and cascades down your hand so you can wear it. You get a sense of warmth and storm fury coming from within, like a but to you that's like a calming thing.
How big is it?
You're gonna have to wear it as a necklace, but not oversized.
It's swallowable.
It'd be painful.
I'm a lizard.
Nah. I mean, you could swallow it if you wanted to.
It crosses my mind because necklaces can be snatched.
This is true.
And look around and just say, "Don't judge me for this. I'll get to you in a minute."
You could also place it towards your chest if you wanted to.
Place it there.
You get a just because swallowing it seems a bit extreme, you can place it towards your chest, and as you begin placing it there, you can feel a sense of pins and needles and almost pain coming from you as your barrier tattoo begins to try and grab at it. And as the necklace touches it, if you want to, you can make this necklace become, it would show the diamond with the wings on your chest, so it'd be a part of the barrier tattoo, but it would form into your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to imagine that the barrier tattoo kind of forms around it like protective lines, almost as if the winds are caressing it.
Yeah. And as that happens, as this thing settles into place and this man sort of stumbles and sits down and starts drinking the hot chocolate that Atheon was drinking, as this final of magic sort of cascades over you, 6 brilliant white wings sprout from your back and then pull back into you.
That'll take some getting used to. Hello, friends.
Hi. Nim, is it?
That's my name. What can I call you?
I can't remember what my name is. It's been so long since I've had to use it. I was the host to the Guardian Atheon. It was a noble job, and I think I performed the tasks needed of me. I need to rest now, though.
Get you inside first, okay? There's potions. There's more chocolate.
Yes, please. Yes, more. This chocolate hotness is nice. Thank you.
I help him up and I help him down into the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah, you stumble around a little bit as you are starting to get very, very tired. And as you walk in, Joda runs over to you. He's like, "Who's this?"
Yes, he can't remember his name. He was the host of Aetheon.
Well, where's the Guardian?
Yes. He's gone. For the moment, he's gone.
Oh no. Okay. I've made some headway. I've done some more research. You look a bit. Are you okay? Do you need to sleep?
I just need to sit down. Do you know what the slumber is?
I've heard of it. Yeah. Is that what's happening to you now?
Mm-hmm. It most inopportune of times.
Let's get you somewhere safe. Do you know when it's going to happen?
I don't, but I'm getting a little dizzy, I have to say.
There's some books, just before, there's some books up there that will help us with the charts and everything. I believe I've narrowed the location down to the Storm Coast, to eastern Idorune,
Yes.
near Merkstead, I believe, is going to be.
Listen, before I go and sit down and sleep, Peripatea, we need to find the Titan. Peripatea, she was last in the custody of Solomon and Kimdak at Merkstead about 50 years ago.
Right. I'll begin making my preparations and head that way. But okay. And you, at this point, you sort of collapse, and he sort of moves over and grabs you under the arms. He moves you over to one of the bookcases and sort of leans you down on it. He can't quite get you over to where the seats are, and you begin to drift off. He's like, Nim, I will make sure that you stay safe, and I will keep you protected, and I will wait for you to awaken. Don't you worry about that, and we will make sure that we deal with this together as you fall into the
have
slumber.
some last words?
Yeah.
I say, thank you, my friend. You were always... Papa, I want to go outside. As the stone takes me.
Yeah, you fall asleep, and that's where that memory ends. And you hear that voice saying, I need your help, 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 help. And your eyes suddenly shoot open, and you feel groggy, like you have had, even though you've slept for like 25 years, it feels like you've had 3 hours sleep.
5 more minutes.
Yeah. You're awake.
No, I don't want to be awake.
Oh, I'm so glad you're awake. You can open your eyes, and as you do, you can see that you're next to the bookcase where you fell asleep, but not all of the floor is there. There is a big drop and a big void all around, a colourful void all around you. I'm so glad you're awake. I need your help.
Jonah, where are we?
Do you remember my little bag that I used to carry everything in?
Yeah.
When you fell into the slumber, I cut this section of the library out and placed you in here to protect you.
Is your bag, like, magic proof?
What do you mean?
I mean, did I need protection from something?
Well, I couldn't just leave you in the tower. I have to pack the tower up whenever I move anywhere. If I'd left you as you were, I would have been stuck in Northern Idorune. I never would have gotten to Merkstead.
Why does everyone need to shepherd me about and protect me all? How long has it been? My mouth tastes like mothballs.
It's been 25 years.
25 years? Has the darkness descended yet?
I think it is about to, if it hasn't already. I fought ancient necromancer, and I had to flee into here in order to survive. But they were looking for Peripatea's journals.
Have you found Peripatea?
I have found Peripatea. Peripatea is not the way that you described them. They weren't a dragonkin. They were an elf. From the research that I'd done, an elf was the original body that Peripatea was in. So something was happening.
Hey. I'm sorry, do you have some coffee?
I have coffee. I have hot chocolate. I have anything that you need to get yourself awake.
Please.
And to help me. You do feel slightly weaker, as if you've maybe lost 2 levels and are now the same level as the other party.
My warlock patron! Oh no, he'll think I ghosted him!
Oh, no.
Veronicus, I'm sorry!
You can drink your coffee and you wake up a little bit and you can have a look out. You can see there's bits of the library sort of floating around everywhere. You can see Joda's beds floating around and other things, books and stuff. And he's like, Problem, when I jumped into this thing, I accidentally magically sealed it behind me. I thought I'd done it just from the outside so that the Lich couldn't get in here, or the Necromancer couldn't get in here, but I also clipped the inside as well, so now I can't get out. I'm not back at full strength yet. I need somebody to help me. I can't take a long rest in here.
My God, the smartest people do the dumbest things. Was this really all you could think of?
The only way to keep myself and you safe.
It's good to see you again, okay? I know it's been like 3 hours for me, but it's also been 25 years. So.
Yes, it's been a long time. I've managed to perfect the tonics and...
Good. No lich. Lich? No liching?
No liching. They only work on me, though, but I've been able to de-age myself while I've been in here, so I no longer have to hold an illusion up. I'm now back to how I was 40 years ago.
Sell that.
It only works on me, unfortunately. It required a little bit of blood, so I definitely don't want to sell the formula. I don't want people living forever.
No, you know what? That would up every social hierarchy. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, I need your help getting out of here. And he looks up. Do you happen to know Dispel Magic?
I do not, but where is my book?
It's right there. Do you mean the one that Atheon's grimoire? It's right there.
Yes, grimoire. Let's see.
You open it, and he looks at you with awe in his eyes. I've never been able to open that.
The wall's gifted to me.
That makes sense.
I am, you may have surmised, Atheon's champion. Going forward.
Okay. I managed to get our friend back to his people, by the way. I never did get his name, though, but he managed to get back home. Also, no, he won't know this. Jodo won't know that the barrier's fallen.
Nope.
Right. I can help amplify your spell.
Here. Dispel magic. Oh, it's alphabeticalized. Of course it is.
Yep, Dispel Magic is there.
Oh, excellent. Okay. I've not done this spell before. Let me feel it out. Is there like information on how to cast this spell?
Yeah, it's got the I believe it's vocal, somatic, and the other one. What's the other one? That's the one. Yeah, it's all of those. So it tells you how to cast it, but it's written down in the way that Atheon would do it. So it's like harnessing the storm. So instead of it just being like dispel, you would actually fire like electricity, like force lightning at it to sort of dispel it.
Okay, I'm about to. This will probably be fine. I'm very good at magic. Let's try and do this. I try and begin to do it the way the book says it implicitly, but I think I kind of get a little tingle. And I know that magic is a very personal thing. Everyone has their own way of doing it. So I get out my fan and I do the similar movements, but I try and put it in my dance and I try and feel it intuitively as I aim the Dispel Magic upwards. Yeah,
and your tattoos begin to glow at the same time, as well as the power of Atheon flows through you, and you fire upwards and electricity leaves your fingers and hits into, you can see clearly the top of the bag, the entranceway, and it hits into it, and you watch as the magic sort of dissipates around it, and the bag opens and daylight floods in. And that is where we are going to end the session. For Nim to come in and meet the rest of the party and maybe have a reunion with some former members of the Marley crew. Maybe. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We have been Roll Together RPG. If you like what we see, we do more of this content on every Monday from 6 p.m. UK time. So follow us if you're not already following us, so you can be kept up to date with all of that. Join our social media and join our Discord if you'd like to see more updates on other things that are happening, because we do things on Patreon and YouTube as well. Speaking of Patreon, massive thank you to the D20 Club Dice Heads and other tiers on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one gift of the Guardian, which must be sent to Evie and everybody else who's got who might get the gift of the Guardians.
I have all the gifts of the Guardians.
All of the gifts by following all of the links in the description down below. Again, on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe down below. Helps the algorithm tell us what you like so we know what to make more of for you. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, and to Evie for playing in tonight's game and for introducing Nim and helping flesh out more of the world and more of Nim. We will see you all in the next session. Bye!